What up, everybody? Welcome to my YouTube channel. Hope you can like, share, subscribe to my channel. Anyway, today I want to talk about living in the end, as I promised that I would do so yesterday. What does living in the end mean? Living in the end means assuming your desire fulfilled in the present moment. Rather than seeing it as something that you want in the future, it is something that you experience now in your current reality. Neville Goddard referred to this as living in the state of your wish fulfilled. Once you assume that your desire is already fulfilled, you no longer worry about where your desire is. Because it's already fulfilled, so what you do, you start to play the role of your wish fulfilled. For example, if you want a car or money, you assume that you already have it. You're not going to look in the three-dimensional world and try to validate it. Instead, you're going to drive your car and you're gonna use your money, um, even if it's not there in the three-dimensional world. You're gonna use your imagination. You're gonna imagine yourself driving the car. You're gonna imagine yourself using the money the way that you would use it if it was present in the three-dimensional world. The reason why you live in the end is because you understand that what is in your imagination has already happened. And that living in the end by acting as if it's not pretending, instead it is being. Because if you want anything, you have to be the part of that which you want. In other words, since you are living in the end, you have it already. Why are you going to work if you already have it? Why are you going to hustle and bustle if you already have what you want? It doesn't make sense. So when you're living in the end, basically what you're doing is that you have planted the seed and it is in your imagination. It is already done. In your imagination, everything is done. The seed is fully grown, and you already have that tree inside of you. And then it will obviously be manifested in the three-dimensional world. But when you're living in the end, you're not worried about the three-dimensional world. That's the thing. What you are concerned about is the feeling states that you are in. So what most people do is that they take the seeds of their plants and they plant them in concrete ground without using the power of their imagination. And then they wonder, when is it going to happen? They don't use the mind as the fertile soil to plant. Instead, they use the external world and they wonder why things do not happen for them. For example, if someone is building a structure like a house, that person has to go and see it in the end as the end product. They will draw out a plan. They'll draft a plan of how the house will look. They'll even paint the house. They'll even have the sizes, the different sizes for the house, the length, the width, the land, everything will be there. There will be a whole picture of that. And then in the physical world, it will be shown through their work. So if the work is already done in the imagination, it becomes easy for it to happen in the physical world. So living in the end, then you're not worried about how am I doing the work, because it is already done. You already know that picture that you want. The common question is that how can you say, since it is done in the mind, that it is already done? Basically, what that means is this. Okay, the work, the work is in the mind. The end product, the finished building is in the mind. You understand? Then it is the universe that will sort out how everything will come into being. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about that. That is basically what it means when they say that you are living in the end and all is well. How is everything well? It is because you know that it is the invisible forces that will make it to be manifested into the three-dimensional world. But you, the way that your feeling state is, it's in alignment with you having your wish fulfilled. So basically, living in the end means that there's no need to act really, like and it means that you are becoming now, okay, this person who has already achieved like all their aspirations or their desires. You are becoming also that person, you understand, in the process. That's the fun part about it, you understand. You are becoming that person not when your desire has um manifested in the physical world. No, 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 no. You are becoming that person now because the desire is manifested in your imagination. You understand? So the that's where the discernment is for most people that they don't understand. Most people, they want to see it. You understand now? You understand? They don't understand that if it's complete in your mind, it is done. You understand? And then you let go and let God do the work for you. You understand? So living in the end actually makes you, to detach from the three-dimensional world and what is actually happening. So most people are just waiting for the right moment. You understand? So this is a very dangerous thing that people are getting hindered by, because if you are able to understand that when you when you accept that everything is already done, you are able then to act as the person that already has that thing. In other words, you're not waiting for that physical manifestation for you to act. So living in the end makes you more proactive. It makes you to also become that person that you know you already are in your imagination. So I just want um, the listener or listeners to get that. You understand? I'll give an example of a person that knowingly or unknowingly lived in the end. Jim Carrey. He wrote himself a $10 million check. The Canadian comedian Jim Carrey, and it was in 1985 when he wrote the 10 million check. So he lived in the end by knowing that in 1995 he will have that check at his position. He didn't know how it was going to happen, and he kept that in his wallet for 10 years. So in between, he was living as a person that had already accomplished that desired goal in his imagination. In his imagination. Then in 1995, when He was part of the cast for Dumb and Dumber. In November 1995, he received the check for 10 million. Is it a coincidence? I don't think so. I do not think so. Because he had planted that seed in 1985 and he knew that it would germinate and become visible in the three-dimensional world at least by 1995. In between, he was the version of that person who had already accomplished that $10 million. So, for example, if you're looking for love and you're using the concept of living in the end, you're not going to be on dating sites looking for someone who's going to love you. You understand? You're going to be a person who is grateful that they already have that partner which they are looking for. Grateful that they already have that blissful relationship that they have or that they were looking for, because now it is already happening. So living in the end, it's taking your desire and living it now, even if in the physical world it is not there. So you'll end up going out, you will feel happy because you are having a good time with your partner or your specific person. In other words, you feel that your wish is already fulfilled. You're not going to be looking for a partner physically. That's not your job. The alignment will take care of that. The alignment of the invisible forces with you living in the end, with your faith that it is already accomplished. Then it will happen that you will meet someone who is the person that you had already been with in your imagination. Even if you don't know how the person will look like, but they will fit that exact person that you were looking for. So what most people do is that instead of living in the end, they go looking for partners. They go looking for love and affection. You understand? Instead of being the love and affection towards themselves, they go looking for it through someone. And then what happens when they get that person? They realize that this is not the person that I was actually wanting in my life. That is caused by the fact that they were unable to live in the end without that person. So this is the ability of being able to live through your imagination before it manifests in the three-dimensional world. Let me give you an example. Again, if you want to be, let's say, wealthy, when you're living in the end, you're already wealthy. You're not going to be worried about where is the money coming from. You're already wealthy. You're going to start to act as the person that is wealthy. You're going to start to do the things that the people that are wealthy do, because now you've changed. You're already wealthy. So living in the end, basically, just to wrap it up, means that all is well, your wish is fulfilled, and you're living as the person who already has that which they desire. How do you feel right now if everything was set, everything was perfect, everything was good in your life, in your family, in your relationships? You understand? How would you feel? You understand? So you start to use that feeling that you would have if you had that in your three-dimensional world. You start to behave as the person that already has that in the three-dimensional world. So I just wanted people to understand that. Techniques, you do not have to use techniques when you are living in the end, because everything is already done. But if you are lacking, or if you are wavering from living in the end, and you want reinforcement, or you want a faster process into it manifesting in the three-dimensional world, you will remind yourself by using techniques. But it's kind of risky when you do that, because it will be as if you are looking for validation from the three-dimensional world. But if you know deep down inside you need to keep reminding yourself it is fine, then for you to do the techniques like meditations, visualizations, the like. So if you had money, for example, would you be looking for money? No, you wouldn't be looking for money because you have it. If you have your perfect specific person, would you be looking for that specific person? No, you wouldn't be looking for that specific person. Instead, what you would do is that you would be happy. You would be enjoying yourself. You understand? So that's what you have to do. You have to start to live from the state of the wish fulfilled. You would be free. You would be no longer a victim. You understand? So it removes away the victim mentality. You understand? And if you have everything, you're not going to be trying to hustle and all of that from the state of lack. You understand? All is well. You've entered into a new reality, and you are watching now as as you're looking at the three-dimensional world. You are watching the old version of yourself fade away, fade away. In other words, you are changing. You are becoming that which has already been accomplished in the three-dimensional world. So you'll be so surprised when you look back at yourself and you'll think, I've come so far because I was able to live in the end. I was able to live in the wish fulfilled. This will also shift your attention from worrying about things, you understand, to start concentrating on things that you like to do and things that you love about yourself and things that you enjoy. No more stresses, no more complaints, no more complaints, no more worrying. When is this going to happen? Let me do this. Let me to patch up there, to patch up there. There's no need for you to do that, because everything is already done and it's in divine order. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. On the next video, I'll see what I'll speak of. Have a good day, and live in the end of your wish fulfilled. Look further into this idea of living in the wish fulfilled and try to practice it every day in your life. And ask yourself this question when you want to live in the end. If I had everything that I wanted, if I had it now, how would I behave? How would I be? Then start behaving like that. Then start imagining yourself as having accomplished that which you want, and start behaving as the person who already has that which they want. With that being said, have a peaceful, loving, and harmonious day. Thank you.